per se, because when we were the Bottled Imp, I was doing a lot of reviews. You know, I was spending a lot of time writing the reviews, filming the reviews with Julian. He was editing it all, adding, you know, the front credits to it all. And I suddenly realised, oh, I'm not actually creating anything. I'm not actually creating, apart from a YouTube channel, which is fine, but that wasn't the ultimate goal of why I create. You know, I want to be a writer. I want to create board games. I want to create stage plays. So that was really why I have we not been recording? It's saying 48 seconds. I feel like we've been recording for longer, live streaming for longer. Good morning, Sally. How are you? Hopefully, because that was a great intro. That was a banging intro. If they've not recorded the intro, I'm going to be very upset. This time I made it. Got notification. Fantastic, Martha. Good to see you. You only just got the notification. No, that's fine. But what happens? Hello, Alex. Hello, Alex. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. What happens is you push go live. Then the top here, it's got a little, for me, it's got a little panel that says live stream. So I know when I'm live and it says off when I'm not streaming. Then underneath it, it's duration, how long you've been streaming. And that was at 000 for quite a while. And then it suddenly appeared 48 seconds. I thought, surely I've been talking for longer than 48 seconds. It was a fantastic intro. So what I tend to do is save these and then we can watch it back. Well, I'll watch it back to see if it did record when it meant to be recording. Anyway, that's very boring, that bit. So after a banging intro, we have a little squidgy, boring next section. But you're saying hello to each other, so that's fine. Literally just woken up. You're living the dream, Alex. Martha is tired after 7 kilometre walk yesterday. Wow, that's cool, Martha. Well done. My dad has downloaded Pokemon Go and you are hooked. That is, you lost to the world of Pokemon. That was huge. Yeah, that was a really big phenomena, I think you could call it, back in the day, wasn't it? Really great idea. And also, it worked because of Pokemon. You know, it already had a following, didn't it? So, yeah, fantastic. Well, enjoy your new game, your newfound game. You and Andrew and yourself, Andrew and Sally at the end making brownies. Perfect. Why wouldn't you be making brownies? That is a perfect Saturday morning thing to do. So, yeah, I was just explaining why I don't really put a lot of effort into my Edra Twitch YouTube channel, because I ultimately don't want to necessarily be a YouTuber. I like presenting. I do like doing the episodes. I like editing. I like putting together episodes. But it does take a lot of time, and I'm very short on time. So I have to prioritise my time to doing my creative things that I really want to do, which is writing, board game design, you know, writing plays, and acting, I guess. Yeah, because I still act in Murder Mysteries. So that's kind of where I'm going with that. Hence why I'm not I had to make that decision. So I guess it's good. So my advice is, if you are in that situation, sometimes it's good just to step back every now and again and say, okay, am I creating what I really want to create? Is this the thing that I really want to create? And if it isn't, then you can always just reset and just start again. The cakes, not the mythical creatures. Very good, Sally. I should have picked up on that. Yeah. Or is that a euphemism? Oh, I'm just going upstairs to make some brownies. I wish I hadn't said that now. Martha's put out, I've been lost to the world for years. To that world for years. Yeah, so that's exactly it, Martha. I've card all the way back from 2000. Someone said that some of this might be worth a lot of money. Oh, Pokemon. Sorry, you've been lost in Pokemon, right? Since they might well be. They would have presumably released some more rarer cards, but what you've got to also remember is if the bigger the print run of something, the less valuable each one becomes. Do you see what I mean? So obviously, the early, you know, if you got a first edition Harry Potter, for example, I think they only did 100 hardbacks of the very first print run. If you've got one of those, that is going to be the most valuable. If, you know, you've got a hardback edition of book 6, they printed thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of those ones, so they're not going to be as valuable. They'll still be worth something, obviously, but they're not going to be worth as much as the original. So yeah, you've got, but some of them might be. Yeah, absolutely. I've got Magic the Gathering cards from about 6 or 7 years ago. They're not necessarily rare, they're not necessarily valuable. However, it's like anything. If someone's really into Magic the Gathering and they're trying to, you know, they really liked a certain era of Magic the Gathering, you know, the 2015 releases, because each year there's a new set of releases, and they can't get hold of them because, you know, they don't print them anymore, then of course they're willing to pay money to have their collection, you know, fulfilled. So it's one of those things, you just never know. But I wouldn't get your hopes up too high, because I've done that before. You go, oh yeah, that's got to be worth loads, and then you look at it and go, oh okay, 30 quid. But certainly, and if you've got a lot of them, then yeah, it could all add up. 30 quid here, 30 quid there, you know, they can all add up. So cool. But the main thing, obviously, the reason why we like collecting is because we're collectors, and we like immersing ourselves into that world. That is the main reason why we do it. We're not thinking, oh, if I buy this now, that's going to be worth a lot of money in the future. Yeah, some people do. I guess they're sort of more traders, but fans generally don't necessarily do that. I got a first edition of Harry Potter translated. Brilliant. And I thought it was worth a lot. It is 500 copies of it, and I don't like the books anymore. Oh, okay, fair enough. Well, if you see, that might be worth quite a lot if it's, you know, the Harry Potter translated. It was 500 copies. Yeah, so 500 copies, that's not loads. That's not loads. Nice bit of honeyed tea. Jam's not here, so I'll say with no spiders in it. With no spiders in it. I did have an encounter with a spider, though, this morning. There was one in the bath. One in the bath, so I had to help it. I had to rescue it and put it outside. So, what are we going to be talking about today? Well, we're going to be talking about two things, really. One is the Devilish Dilemmas to Kill a Thief Kickstarter. And also, I'm going to be going through some of the prizes for the Kickstarter. So, what's in the box? What's in the box? So we're going to do a live launch. We're going to do a live launch. I'm also going to be talking about Fighting Fantasy 5. Fighting Fantasy Fest 5. Festivity 5. So there you go. So we're going to be talking about that as well. So maybe, what should we talk about first? I know the difference is the very first one is purple and the second one is red. Oh, okay. Cool. Cool. Nice. There's also some subtle differences as well, because I've got a hardback edition, first edition of the third book. Now that's apparently where it really exploded. So there's a lot of those that were made and printed, so they're not really worth that much. But also, even though it's a first edition, it's like a second print run of the first edition. So it's not quite the first edition. It's slightly confusing, but I did look into it because my son, who's into Harry Potter, said, oh, that might be worth something. And I went, well, all right. Because I bought it at the time. I was working in a bookshop at the time. What is in the book? What is in the book? The book, or do you mean box? Do you mean book or box? Oh, what's in the book? What do you mean? Oh, what's in the box? Yes, well, we will get to that. We will get to that, Martha. You see, I teased you. I teased you with it. So that is one of the prizes for the Kickstarter live raffle. So, well, should we quickly talk about? What should we talk about? No, let's do the as I've been talking about it. Let's do the Kickstarter. So, as you already know, Kickstarter is coming in October. I'm doing a game book called To Kill a Thief. And I have a sample here. So if you sign up, if you go to edratales.com, click the links to, say, I think it's books, and then it says To Kill a Thief. Game books, it might even say game books. Hello, Lee Rin. Good evening, everybody. Oh, is it rainy where you are? God, it's very sunny where I am. Yes, Kickstarter is amazing and love it so much. Been playing the sample for days. Oh, thank you, Martha. I really appreciate it. And I do welcome genuine feedback. Even if it's negative, you know, that's part of the game. But I'm hoping that lots of people enjoy it. You know, I'm enjoying writing it, so hopefully that shines through when people play it. So, I've got a sample. If you sign up to the Kickstarter notification, like when it goes live, you'll get a free sample, as Martha has quite rightly, she's already done it, and she's quite rightly said that she's really enjoying it. It's 30 entries. And it has it has a map, it all has the notes, it has combat charts, it has adventure sheet, it has everything you need to play the book, apart from it is on a D12 die system, so you need 2 D12s. So there we go, it's got all the rules in the front as well. So that is one thing if you sign up. The second thing if you sign up, constructive criticism is the best because you get the best of both. Yeah, absolutely. I don't mind if someone goes, I don't like it. I want to know why you don't like it. You know, they might say, oh, the writing was a bit poor. You know, the sentences were a bit confusing. Or the plot seemed to be all over the place. Or I didn't like the characters. The characters were flat and one-dimensional. Then at least you can take that criticism and look at it and say, oh, okay, how can I round out my characters now? How can I make them more three-dimensional? How can I make the plot more clearer? How can I, you know, address those issues that person's had? And also, sometimes somebody might have an issue with it and you might disagree as a writer. You might think, no, actually, my characters are three-dimensional. Maybe it's just them. Obviously, if loads of people are saying the same thing, then yeah, it probably is your characters are flat. So, yeah, absolutely, Martha. Constructive criticism is the best. Going to finally go to the exhibition of My Hero, Vincent van Gogh. Oh, fantastic. You're going to love it. Next Tuesday. Lasts till November the 11th, but it's less crowded during the weekday afternoons compared to weekends. That is a very good point, actually. Well, enjoy that, Lee Rin. I went to I think I've said this before, the Van Gogh Museum in Amsterdam, and it's just amazing. Just the colours and the vibrancy, you know, and obviously to know the guy's history and to know his struggle with mental health, you know, it's quite amazing. So enjoy that. You're going to love that. So not only if you sign up do you get, so go to Edra Tales, click the links. You should see the image of this dude, this goblin. He's a bit dangerous, isn't he? Look at him. He's a bit dangerous. Click the links, follow the links, and then you scroll down to the bottom of that page and it says sign up and you will get a free sample. Not only that though, I had this genius idea of a live raffle, a live stream, live raffle stream. Live launch, live raffle, extravaganza. Oh, extravaganza. Get me. Extravaganza. And because I've been been reorganising the dungeon shelves down here in the dungeon. Me and Grockle Snook have been going through things. We've been ordering my books. We've been putting order into my board games. And I found some items that I thought, do I really want these anymore? Do I need these anymore? It's not to say they're rubbish. It's just to say that maybe I haven't looked at these for ages. Maybe I bought them for one purpose and now that purpose is gone. So I thought I'd gift them in a live extravaganza launch. Grockle Snook looks happy. He is. He's very excited. These prizes are amazing. So, I'm going to just go through. Well, first of all, you're going to get a little bit of an exclusive. The live launch, and put this in your diary, is going to be Tuesday, the 2nd of October. I'm looking down at my notes here just to make sure I get it right. 7 p.m. UK time. 7 p.m. UK time. I'm going to be advertising it in Facebook groups and in my Edra group and all of that. But it's Tuesday, the 2nd of October, 7 p.m. UK time. They really are sending a hug to the raffle winners. You really deserve it. Yes, thank you very much, Martha. Very kind. Leah Inspert, thank you for adding another entry to the adventure bucket list. Originally was aiming to go to Amsterdam for the famous legal chocolate space. To be artistically inspired, but now I know my Heroes Museum is that, yes, you've got a legitimate reason. Yeah, Amsterdam is beautiful. It's got that side to it, obviously. It's got the red light district, all of that. Go round, have a look. I went to Amsterdam. The only time I've ever been was with my mum. Okay, so I wasn't going to get up to any shenanigans. I wouldn't have done anyway, but, you know. But I did want to just have a look round because it is kind of fascinating, and it's like... Ultimately, I found it quite sad, and I found it quite seedy, you know, on a serious note. However, from a tourist point of view, it's quite, you know, fun, and you're like, oh, okay, right, this is happening. So, yeah, have a look round, whatever. However, they've got lots of cultural, brilliant stuff there as well. They got the, what's it called? There's another museum as well, the Van Rijk Museum. Something like that. There's another main kind of museum, plus the Van Gogh Museum. You've got Anne Frank's house, you know, where she hid. You've got that area there, which unfortunately we didn't get time to see, but I wish I had seen that. But yeah, you got that there going on. You've also got, there was a little clog factory that we went out to visit as well. And I don't know if it's in Amsterdam, because I think we were on a coach. It was basically I was on an old person's coach trip with my mum. I was accompanying my mum. So it's fantastic. All these old biddies. Oh, this is great. Because they all spoke like that, obviously. But yeah, we went out to there's a clog factory where they make clogs. And what was funny was, you know, you got this guy and he hand makes these clogs, you know, and he's and then we asked him a question and he was like, all right, mate, yes, well, what can I do? Yeah. Well, what I do is I get the wood here on the block. And it's like, oh, right, you're from Liverpool. Mate, are you from Liverpool? Yeah, that's right, I came over. So an authentic clog maker in Dutchland is actually from Liverpool. So that was... yeah, he's the clog factory clog. Exactly. There's quite a queue. It's clogged to get into. Just riffing off of yours there. I heard that they have amphibious buses that can seamlessly go from river to road. But probably, I'm not sure. I didn't see that, but yeah. Yeah, although that sort of... I think I have heard of that now you've said that. Sounds like it's from Birmingham. Yeah, okay, all right. It might have been... I'm not saying my accent was perfect there, Sally. Thanks for that. All right there. Hey, calm down. That's the only... They have those duck buses in Liverpool, though. Oh, do they? Oh, well, there you go. See, there's a connection. There is a connection. In fact, I think there was an actual connection between Liverpool and Amsterdam because are they both ports? I'm sure Liverpool's on the coast, isn't it? On the harbour. And so you'd have workers coming from each other, yeah. I'm sure there is a connection, a historical connection to that. And also that we went to a diamond factory to see how the diamonds are made. So there's a lot of culture in Amsterdam. And there's lots of beautiful churches. I remember going around drawing churches as well. Because we went Christmas time. So Christmas morning I went out for a walk and just drew a church. Why not? So there you go. So, did everybody get that then? The live launch, and if you have signed up, I will be telling you in an email about this, is Tuesday the 2nd of October at 7 p.m. UK time. Hopefully you can make it. I think, Martha, that'll be 8 p.m. 8 p.m. Norwegian time for you. Lee Rin, it's probably about midnight, is it? Sorry about that. Being a Beatles fan, I could, of course... have a respect, fondness for hippie culture, but have asthma. What? But having asthma cannot indulge in nebulous aspects. Yes. Oh, I see. You want to go for those? Yeah. Yeah. Well, fill your boots. It's your holiday. Do what you want. We're opening the box, by the way. So I'm going to go through some of the prizes that you can win. So when you sign up, your name is automatically entered into the raffle. There is no guarantee that your name will be pulled out and that you will win a prize. However, some people will. I've got a lot of prizes. So, we have this beautiful mug. This is a fire beast from my novel, The Legends of Grimace Ironblood. It's not a novel, it's a verse poetry book, but it does feature in the novelisation as well. This is a creature that Grimace Ironblood owns. I think he's got 4 of them or 2 of them. Can't remember now. It was a while since I wrote it. And this is based off of Rich Nairn's drawing. He drew the black and white version, and then I coloured it in Photoshop just to give it a bit of pizzazz. Martha's book, I highly recommend the book. It is so magical. Oh, thank you very much, Martha. I really, really appreciate that. So Martha knows exactly what I'm talking about then. Did you say Tuesday the 2nd? I did say Tuesday the 2nd, Sally. Are you doing this for making sure people know? Because we did talk about this. We've talked about it already. There's a Tuesday or 1st or Wednesday the 2nd. Oh. And that, my friends, is your first test to see if you are worthy to take on To Kill a Thief. You didn't just take the fact that I had lied to you and given you false information. No, you were critically thinking and you worked out the puzzle. But yes, there is not a second Tuesday the 2nd of October. Well, the beast reminds me of the gargoyle from HeroQuest. Oh, really? Oh, fantastic. I think we decided the 2nd. Yes, Sally, you're absolutely right. I made a mistake. It is Wednesday. It is Wednesday, the 2nd of October. Wednesday, the 2nd of October, 7 p.m. UK time. Well, at least people should remember it now. So, yeah, you're going to get one of those. Although, saying that, I have got 2. I've got 2 of these bad boys to give away. So that's exciting. So if you really like the mug, if you like drinking your tea or coffee or whatever your beverage of choice is from a Fire Beast mug, then you're going to be way happy. Now, if you watch the live stream and you have signed up for the live stream, you are going to, and you watch it, and your name gets pulled out, you're going to get a choice of the gifts. So if your name comes first, you get first dibs on any of the gifts. If your name comes out 9th, then 8 prizes are already given away. Does that make sense? If you have entered the raffle but you don't watch the live stream, your name will be put aside, and then you will be assigned a prize. Well, no, depending on how many people there are, I might give you the choice, but I'm probably going to assign you a prize. So, you know, that's an incentive. See what I've done there? It's an incentive to actually watch. What else have we got? We've got Epic Quest. We've got Epic Quest, which is just a little tiny sort of tile-laying dungeon crawler game. I don't know if you're familiar. Oh, look at that. Oh, the lighting went a bit weird there. I don't know if you're familiar with Epic Quest, the tiny series, Tiny Epic Quest. There's loads of these in the series. They're hugely popular, and they're a lot of fun. And as you could probably tell, although these are kind of normal size, but then look, you've got tiny little tokens as well. You've got little dice. You've got little tokens as well. So, and look, the really cool thing is you can equip your meeples. They've each got little holes in their arms that you put weapons, you put shields. Look, that one's even got a shovel. So you can actually equip your meeple, which is a lot of fun. So there we go. So there's that game. And it's absolutely complete. There's no missing parts. Then, what else have we got? We have a Dungeons and Dragons cloth map. Now, I really like this. I got it as a freebie at the UK Games Expo. But I don't really play Dungeons and Dragons. Are the meeples magnetised? They're not magnetised, no, but you just slot in the weapons and the shields into them. Bit like Lego in a way, or yeah, little Lego figures. You can just clip them in. The map looks epic. Inferon. This is Dungeons & Dragons. This is Honor Among Thieves. So this was to celebrate the film. But this is... I don't know where this is. I'm not too familiar with all the Dungeons & Dragons places. But it's an official Dungeons & Dragons map that I got from... you know, official Dungeons & Dragons Wizards of the Coast stand from the UK Games. They were just giving them out. Now, I don't play Dungeons & Dragons as much as I used to, or at all at the moment. So I thought, rather than just this sitting around the dungeon, someone else might like to have it and appreciate it. Awesome. Then it is Ferrum map, since the movie took place in that one. Oh, well, there you go. Yes, it is then. It must be that one. So there's a cloth map, which is really nice. What else we got? Oh, I have a spare copy of this one. So when I go to charity shops, second-hand bookshops, anything like that, I like picking up superstition books, anything, you know, reference books that's going to help me in my writing. Now this is a fantastic one. Pocket Guide to Superstitions of the British Isles. And I have 2 copies. I didn't realise I had 2 copies, but I have 2 copies. And these are really brilliant. These are really brilliant. Look, even things like throwing confetti rice at weddings. It says, it's a scattering of things over a bride and groom for luck has a long history. Blah, 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 blah. I won't go into it all because obviously we haven't got time. Opening doors at funerals. There's just really weird things. Gifts on your fingernails. What? They've got an entry that just says feet. Spitting. Domestic superstitions in and around the house. So, if you are a writer, or even if you've just got a love of folk tales and customs and superstitions, then this is a good prize to have. Same, I'm a rogue, so thievery is fun in D&D, yes. Ken said the magic word honour among thieves. Where do I sign up? Okay, so the way that this works is, if you go to edratales.com, look for the links that will take you to the Kickstarter. So when you go there, they should say, it says learn more if you see that picture. If not, go to books, and then it should say Devilish Dilemmas or To Kill a Thief. I think I put it under that one. And then you scroll down on that page, and then you sign up. I'll get an email. I'll send you an email to confirm that I've got your email. And you are automatically entered into the raffle. Okay. If you watch the live launch, which is now, which we've discovered is Wednesday the 2nd of October at 7 PM UK time, and your name gets pulled out, you get to pick which prize you want. If the map has already gone though, Lirin, and your name gets pulled out, you can't have the map. But if the map hasn't gone and your name gets pulled out, you can choose the map. Does that make sense, how that works? You bet. I'll watch and support the Kickstarter. Thank you so much. Yeah, so all of this really, ultimately, yeah, is to support the Kickstarter, is to, you know, hopefully people will back the book. And it's just to get some advertising, just to get some people excited about it. I have League of Gothic Horror RPG. I got given these as a freebie to review for the Bottled Imp. Unfortunately, we never got around to doing it. These were published, this one is published in 2015, this one's published in 2016. And this is a Triple Ace Games, which I know the guy. Oh, that's why he gave it to me, because I know the guy. And it's an RPG. So if you like Gothic horror, I've never played it. As I say, I just didn't get time. We didn't get time to do it. This was... because RPGs, you do need... you know, at least 3-4 people that will regularly play. So sometimes it's quite tricky. But if you like RPGs, then these are going to come as one. Yeah, so if you pick this one, this is a one prize. So there you go. Welcome to Morabania, a land blighted by vampires and werewolves, insane cultists and mad scientists. There you go. Who doesn't want to live in a world like that? Now, I've been I've been threatening to give this one away for ages. This is the Savage Realms gamebook, Tavern on Gallows Hill. I happened to order a second copy. I backed the project, forgot I backed the Kickstarter, and then ordered it off Amazon. So they got 2 lots of money from me. So I thought I'd do a nice thing. I would give this one away as well. So if you enjoyed our playthrough of Jam's book, then yeah, that book looks epic. Yeah, exactly. Then this is up for grabs as well. What else have we got? Oh, yes, the Story Master's Tales. Now, I've got this Ollie, this is Draco Dungeon. This is Ollie Mack's game. And this is when he did it as little card game, which is pretty cool. So you've got all the cards are there. And I've played this quite a lot. So I've played this, you've got war cards. So I was thinking, am I going to play it again? Because I kind of know it. So I'm going to give it away. But some really beautiful illustrations here. He's got some really cool items. You can't really see the illustrations. There you go. So, a gothic horror dark forest valley is the best place for a warrior to get stronger. Fair enough. Why is that? Why is that? You got little dice, I think. Oh, you got little gems and stuff like that. So, and all the rule books in there as well. So we're going to give away that as well. So that's exciting. There's a little escape room. This isn't fantasy, but this is called the Insider, a digital escape room. Digital escape room. And it is just basically, I'm not going to show it. Oh, I'll cover it up a little bit. It is a QR code. It's a QR code. And so, you bet it just says scan me to start. And then there's another code for you to start. And that's it. Everything's there. And it all just happens on your phone. So if you like that kind of stuff, it's a one-off game. Once you do it, you solve the mystery, you know, or you escape or whatever it is. How to play. Oscar, working on the inside. Need your help to expose the crime and corruption that runs at the very top of Europa Brewing. To keep himself anonymous, Oscar messages you entirely via WhatsApp. So there you go. So it's like a murder mystery kind of... Well, no, it's not a murder mystery, but it's that kind of thing where you're discovering clues. You're texting Oscar to get more information. So there you go. Daily practice. Oh, I see. You can practice in the woods. Against the strongest foes. Vampires, werewolves, mummies... Oh, all right, yeah, because that's where they all hang out. Absolutely. We've got one of Kedrick's games. This is a very cool game. This is Cadaver. It is the light-hearted game of raising the dead. It's a very cool game. I happen to have a spare copy, so I thought, why not? Let's give that away. We've also got, I've got a spare copy of this one. I might give you the other one. This one's slightly damaged. I might give you the nicer copy. I might not, depending on how I feel or if I remember. But this is The Place of Stars and Bones. It's a novel of weird fantasy by G. Owen Wares, and he basically sent me his novels to review on the Bottled Imp, and so I had a spare one, and he must have sent me 2 of these, so I'm going to give this away as well. We also have some other Kedrick Winks games as well. We've got this one is a little card game. Witches, we've got Ghost Hunter Vampires. So they're cool. Little card game from Kedrick. Now I've got these as well. These are, I reviewed this. It's a short film, Lessons Learned. It's really cool. And it's from the son of, I think it's Brian Henson. So the son of Jim Henson. So that's really cool. And I've got 2 copies of these, so I'll split these up because nobody wants 2 copies of these. I happen to have another copy, so somehow I ended up with 3. I'm pretty sure they sent me one. I think I might have bought one and then they sent me 2 copies because they found out I was a reviewer. So that's really cool. What else have we got? We have, oh yeah, again, another D&D item here. This is Maps. Now, I backed this on a Kickstarter, and as I say, I don't play D&D that much now, so rather than, again, just sitting on my shelf, why don't I give it away to someone who might use it and appreciate it? The artwork is gorgeous, and it was by a friend of mine, Arthur, who runs the YouTube channel World of Monsters. So check out that YouTube channel if you're into your monsters. The guy's amazing. He does deep dives into all sorts of different creatures. They're really fantastic, and he also loves playing D&D. So he did a D&D Kickstarter. So there's loads of cool maps there. What else we got? Oh, we got another Ghost Hunter one, Spirits. We also have Aqua Dragons, the infamous Aqua Dragons. Now, those of you that know my history with Aqua Dragons, I am not to be trusted with them. I will check it out. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's a good channel. I am certainly not to be trusted with Aqua Dragons. Now, Rich got me this for a birthday present. Rich and Anne, the fantastic illustrator. It says, please don't boil us. That might give you a clue of what happened last time. So my advice is read the instructions, even though I did, but read them properly. And don't mistake the word bottled for boiled. Because bottled water and boiled water are two very, very different things. And also, when you have the bottled water, make sure it's still not sparkling. So there we go. Aqua Dragons, they will change your life if you're looking for a pet that is very easy to manage. Also, look at this. I have a spare. I came across, I didn't know I had this. I forgot I had this. Talisman badge. So those of you that see me wearing my talisman badge, I got a spare. I have a spare talisman badge. These are really cool. I'm not sure if they make them anymore, but it is by Pepperoni Puppins. Pepperoni Puppins. So Pepperoni, Puppins. I'll put that on there if you want to check it out. Because I don't know if you can get hold of these anymore. So I obviously bought a spare one, just in case I lost it. So there we go. So we got that one as well. These are cracking prizes, my friends. These are cracking prizes. We have Argonauts 2nd edition. Argonauts 2nd edition. Now, when I was doing the Bottled Imp properly, full-time, not full-time, but, doing a lot, we were doing regular episodes with Julian. We built up quite a good following, and we then had publishers come to us to review their games. And they would just send me games, I didn't ask for them. They just sent them and said, can you review them? So I have some prototypes. And I believe this is either a prototype, I can't remember, or this is the actual 2nd edition. It might be a prototype, I can't remember. But it's by Ludi Booster. I think it's still in print. They might be on a different edition. But it is an enjoyable game. It's a card game where you traverse the board and you're kind of going through the seas. You're on... Okay, Argonaut is a cooperative game for 1 to 4 players based on the legendary quest of Jason and his companions to reclaim the Golden Fleece. Players take control of the legendary Argonauts, which is the ship, and aid them... Oh, no, it's not. It's the people, isn't it? And aid them in their objective to reach the land of Loquacious, reclaim the Golden Fleece, and return safely back to Loquacious. Meanwhile, while making sure the crew is healthy, the cargo holds stocked and rations, and of course, keeping the legendary Argo intact. It's the ship, it's the Argo, that was it. So there you go. So that is a good board game. A lot of fun with that one. And then finally, this is it's not even out of its wrapper, but I did get sent a prototype. Well, I was actually approached by the designer or the publisher, I think, back in, when was it, 2016 at the UK Games Expo. He kind of sought me out because he'd seen the YouTube channel, and he said, this game, I'd love you to review this game. Now, it's not strictly fantasy, it's more dystopian. So I've got a prototype. But then he very kindly sent me a finished copy of the game, But I played the prototype still. I thought, well, this is a perfectly good copy. Now so that it might be slightly changed from what I reviewed, but he did say that's pretty much the game. You know, he's just now looking for reviewers. So this is it's set in the world of Axia, a land with glorious past, almost uncertain present, and an even more unpredictable future. An economy in ruins, a society at war with itself, an austerity plan imposed by foreign creditors, an opportunity, play by the rules or not. Above all, you must survive the crisis. So it's kind of like a worker placement game where you build up your energy, build up your money, and you kind of have to invest. And it's sort of money orientated. But yeah, so if you like worker placement games, you like having to kind of get your engine up and running, then you'll enjoy this game. Check it out. I checked it out recently. It still is in print, so if you want to know more about it, then you can obviously check that out, because you might just want to... Very shiny. It is very shiny because it's still got the cellophane on. I've not even opened it. That's how new it is in terms of not being played. So you definitely know all the bits are there, unless the publishers have made a mistake. Why do I always contradict myself? I don't know. Why do I always contradict myself? No, you don't contradict yourself. See what I did there? So there we go. So that is a lot of good prizes to be won, my friends. A lot of good prizes. And I'm still kind of tidying up the dungeon. So you might find that I've added a few more prizes as well. Most of them will be fantasy based. Because obviously that's what I'm into. That's what, YouTube channel is into. So, let me put it all back in the box. Save me have to do it after the live stream, won't it? Why not? Do it on your time. Don't do it on my time. I'm a very selfish man. So there we are. So I'm putting all the goodies back in the box. So there's a lot of prizes. Yeah, that took us about half an hour. Too many to choose from. I know. But that's kind of going to be fun, isn't it? There's... I don't know how many prizes there are, but there's a lot there. So far, I've had at least 43 people. I'm pretty sure it's 43 people have signed up. So that's really incredible. I'm just so grateful to anyone that signed up. It's a lot of people that have signed up. So I've got some good interest in the game book. So I'm hoping. I don't know if I've got 43 prizes, but maybe. Everyone will get a prize. It's just if you watch the live stream and your name, the sooner your name comes out, you'll have a wider selection to choose which prize you actually want. But they're all pretty good prizes. So even if you don't get a choice or you don't watch the live stream, you're going to get quite a good prize. Who knows? You might think, oh, I really want one of those mugs, but someone's going to pick those. Someone's going to have that. You never know. Somebody might not, they might be left at the end. Who's heard of my book? Who's heard of a fire beast? Who is this Loquacious McCarbre? He's an idiot. So you never know. You just might get your prize after all. Written down 3 of them. That interests me. Yeah, fair enough, Martha. Absolutely. So that is the prizes. And I'm going to be sending out a newsletter telling people, not necessarily going through all the prizes, but just saying, look, here's the prizes, and the live launch time, which is Wednesday the 2nd. So there won't be a a game book live stream, but it's Wednesday the 2nd. Wednesday the 2nd of October, 7 p.m. UK time. Whew. So I've had quite an interesting week, just put it that way. I've had better weeks, put it that way as well. It's not been the best week for me. However, before I had a week that was difficult and a bit hard, on the Saturday, yes, we did go to Fighting Fantasy Festival 5. Which, may I just say, was fantastic. So once again, I don't know if you're watching, Jonathan, or not, thank you so much for organising it. It was such a great day. There's so many nice people. I think overall, that's what makes it a good festival. Everybody you meet is so nice. everybody you meet is enjoying a common thing, A, fantasy, and B, specifically fighting fantasy game books, but not only those, but game books in general. So it's very niche, but everybody's nice. And so you can just sort of chat to strangers while you're waiting in a queue, because you can just start saying, oh, have you got Ian's, Ian Livingstone's signature yet? Have you got Jonathan Green's signature yet? Have you played one of Jonathan's games? Have you played a Steve Jackson game? Obviously, people would have done. But do you know what I mean? You can just strike up a conversation to the great warlock Jonathan. Yeah, absolutely. So I just thought I'd chat a little bit about it. This is you get a nice lanyard, and these are custom made. Death Trap Dungeons. That's upside down. Let's do that again. Look, Death Trap Dungeon, because it's 40 years of the original book Death Trap Dungeon, which I have to confess, I'm pretty sure I have played it, but only once, and my memory of it is quite vague. So maybe we could do a playthrough of it, because it is meant to be a bit of a classic. But I remember as a kid that picture, that cover, and thinking, wow, that's an awesome cover. And I'm not going to hide this. My game books are inspired, like all of our game books, by the Fighting Fantasy series. I read them and they got me into reading. That and Terry Pratchett, James Bond, got me as a kid reading. If it wasn't for Fighting Fantasy books, I don't know if I'd be as avid a reader. So I just remember thinking, I really want to try and create iconic covers. So hence why I've kind of just thought, well, what's the formula? They had monsters. And so it's like, I'm going to put a goblin. It's going to be quite a threatening cover. Hopefully, and I've now put little tentacles coming out of the doorway there. So hopefully, I'm trying to recreate that feeling. Oh, here we go. I've got a printout of it. Oh, look, this was an earlier version I hadn't got the tentacles there. But I realised that actually that's just dead space. So, so iconic. Look at that. You get to know who you are as well. So just remind myself. There was lots going on. Primarily, there's lots of talks going on. So Ian Livingstone apparently played the harmonica. I missed that. I'd seen the previous talk and I thought I need to go for a little walk on that, get something to eat. So I kind of missed that, which was a shame, because Ian McCarbre, is that his name? I never know how to pronounce his name. He also was there, the artist who did Forest of Doom, and then went on to do Hollywood stuff. He created Darth Maul. Look, tentacles. Someone opened the trapdoor. Yes, exactly. Lurch. So there was lots of stalls there. There was lots of authors. I don't know where to begin. Where should we begin? Okay, maybe let's begin. We've got, look, The Dungeon on Blood Island. Brand new game book by Ian Livingstone. Part story, part game. You are the hero. So we will be doing a live stream of this, but not just yet. Oh, look, it's a gold spine. Oh, madam. We will be doing I'm just trying to get lost. I don't want any spoilers, but I love looking at the illustration. We were doing a live stream of this at some point, and so Ian Livingstone, gracious as ever. He's signed it here. Good luck. So that's very kind. He does know me now. I was never 100% sure if he actually knows me, because he must meet hundreds of people. And I know this for my very minor celebrity status doing the Bottled Imp. I'd walk around UK Games and someone would go, Ken, and I go, hello, do I know you? Yeah, we met. Oh, right, yeah. Or they kind of know you from the Bottled Imp, so they watch you. So you haven't actually met them. So over the years, I've kind of, met Ian Livingstone, on a stall at UK Games, basically, and Dragon Me and things like that. And because I know Jonathan tends now to have a stand next to Ian, I've kind of got to know him. But I never really knew if he knew me. I introduced myself in the Bottled Imp. I don't know if he watched the Bottled Imp, probably not. So it was really nice where he actually knew me. And I didn't need to say who I was for him to sign the book. He called me by my name. I was over the moon. A hero of mine. And not only that, he said, I played you. I've got your, I bought your game at the UK Games Expo. let's get another plug in, the Crooked Crown. And I said, I know, Ian, I know. That was the only time during the day I took a break. I literally took a break to go and get a cup of tea, go to the loo, maybe get a sandwich, came back, and the people on the stand said, yeah, who were also demoing games, said, yeah, Ian Livingston came by and bought your book. Or Jonathan might have told me as well, I can't remember, but I was up seeing Jonathan. He went, yeah, Ian said you weren't there. And I was like, no, I can't believe it. But I did ask him, I said, have you played it? And he went, yeah, I did. It was very good. Now, I don't know if he was just being nice. Hopefully, he genuinely enjoyed it. But I'm taking it. So I was over the moon. So that, to me, that was early on when I got there. That really set me up for the day. That was fantastic. So there is a new Fighting Fantasy game book. Check it out. It's available everywhere. Waterstones. It will be available everywhere. Amazon, your local bookshop should get it. There you go. Check it out. So that's always exciting. What else? I went to a talk. Oh yeah, you get a really cool little guidebook. Which, if you are an autograph hunter, I got Ian to sign that one as well. I was going to get other people to sign, but I just forgot. So you can, oh look, I didn't realise. I just opened it at the back. And it's got little autobiographies of the authors that are there, the speakers that are there. Now, I went to a couple of talks which were really interesting. One was Tony Hugh and a series of artists. Who else? Malcolm Barter, Alan Langford. I think that he was there. Jamie Thompson was. I saw his talk. He's one of the authors. So yeah, it was. Who else was there? Duncan Smith. So it was really interesting, hearing tales from the artist's point of view and like the crazy deadlines they had to do 20 illustrations in 2 weeks. It's like, what? Just to hear those stories as well was a lot of fun. Here we go. So the talks I went to was the Lynch Lords of Bloodrise Keep. That was Dave Morris and Jamie Thompson, the authors. I should have gone to the McCraig. I know I'm pronouncing that wrong, but I can't figure out how to do it. Masterclass. I should have seen that, but I didn't. I then also went to the Monster Makers, which was Malcolm Barter, Alan Langford, Duncan Smith, and Tony Hugh. They're the artists. They were fantastic, as was Dave Morris and Jamie Thompson, because they're writers as well. So it's interesting to hear them write and talk about their own game book series. Who else? Oh, and then we saw Death Trap Dungeon live with Sir Ian Livingstone and John Robinson, that was very funny. That was hilarious. And also, I didn't go to the auction. They normally have an auction, but the Dark Room with John Robinson. Now, John Robinson, you probably know who he is already. He does this Dark Room, which I'd heard about for years but never seen. And I'm really glad I saw it. It's very, very funny. But also, from a writing point of view, was it similar to what myself and my friend Dave are doing, our interactive game book? And it's not. It's not. It's actually based off of the old text adventures that you used to get on the Spectrum and the Commodore 64, which I didn't really know. I thought it was more of a fighting fantasy, choose your own adventure type thing. So it was very, very funny. And it was a relief that I'm not ripping him off, accidentally. So that was very, very good. What else can I say? Yes, if you haven't seen my interview with John Robertson, check it out on this Twitch channel or on the Edra Tales YouTube channel, because he's hilarious and a bit sweary. I wasn't expecting that, but hey. So and I think someone put 13-minute mark is the best bit of this video, and I know exactly what it is, but I can't do it here. So have a check that out. So yeah, that's very. So it was just cool, and that's the thing. That these authors, these artists, they're not snobbish. They just hang out with us. They just hang around. I did hope to interview Jonathan for the live stream, but he was too busy. Every time I went over there, he was, obviously as the organizer, and he was signing his own books as well. So I didn't get a chance to interview him, which was a shame. Saw nostalgia videos of the Commodore 64 and was wowed by the fact that their discs were literally cassette tapes back then. Yeah, absolutely, Liam. We had cassettes. So I had a ZX Spectrum which worked off cassettes. Everything worked off a cassette. You'd put a cassette in, the wires would connect. It was just a normal cassette player that I had, and you would plug it into the back of the Spectrum, and then it would make this beeping noise that went dee 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 for about 5 minutes. It took about 5 minutes to load a game up. And then sometimes it would say error, and the game wouldn't load. You'd sit there going, right, I've got to do that again. My tape machine actually broke, so I had to hold down the play button in order for it to actually transfer all the information over. So I was stuck there for 5 minutes holding the play button down while it loaded. You millennials, or whatever you are, you don't know you're born with your instant playing. Oh look, let's just play it straight away. I love the fact that you call them nostalgia videos. They were my life, they were my childhood. Always wanted to play 80s text adventures ever since watching Tom Hanks play One of the Big. Yeah, well, we used to play them. I played The Hobbit. I can't remember what they were called, the other ones. But yeah, the basic premise of it, and this is where John Robertson in his Dark Room, without spoiling it, captures it so well, is you would basically say, it would sort of say, do you want to go north, south, west or east? And you'd go, all right, go north. And you go, right, okay. Then it would describe what north is. It'd say, you enter into a forest. You see an axe on the... Then you'd type in pick up axe, and it would say you cannot do that. And you go, oh, okay. Or do not. It does not understand the word pick, and you'd go, all right, then take axe. And you'd go, and it would go, does not understand the word take, and you go, okay. Hold axe, and it would say you hold the axe in your hand. What do you want to do? And you'd go chop tree, and it'd say you cannot do that. So you had to be precise about what the programmer had written. So if you didn't get the precise words, it was really frustrating. But they were a lot of fun. I mean, that's all we knew anyway. They were like fighting fantasy books, basically, aren't they? It's choose your own adventure, but via computer. Very early versions of that. So yeah, so it was a lot of fun, and there were stalls there. Lone Wolf game books were there. There were other authors were there. Jonathan obviously was selling his game books, and Jonathan very, very kindly let me give away free samples, and I printed off 60, and 30 people took the samples. So I'm hoping that some of those people that have signed up are going to back the Kickstarter, or they're just keeping an eye out for it. I don't know. But yeah, hopefully that kind of, got people interested, because that is the target audience for this. If there's anywhere that you want people that that they're going to, potentially be interested, it's going to be at a game book convention. Shadowgate was the most tense literal command text. Oh, okay, I don't remember that one. Well, unless I played it and I've forgotten the title of it. But yeah. The other thing was, I managed to get Julian, bumped into Julian of Babel _17 Twitch channel. Julian Sparrow, he's a great guy, really nice guy, and his wife and his son. So that was fantastic. And yeah, so check his Twitch channel. He does live streams as well of game books. And we were just we just had some lunch together, which was nice, and a pint. And he noticed on a table the beer mats. Now, on the Friday evening, You Are the Bureau Draft Tap Dungeon. They do a Fighting Fantasy Festival quiz that you can go along. I think you have to pay. I think maybe the money goes to charity. I'm not sure. But I never can make that, really. And they do special beer mats. And there was just 2 sitting on the table. So Julian got one and I got one. So I'm very happy with that. I'm going to keep hold of that. Jam stood right behind you in a line. You didn't see him. I know, Martha. And when I was live streaming, he even said, I'm watching the live stream. And I went, oh, okay. Well, and I even said, come and find me. He never came to find me. Because it had a time limit with the torches. Okay, once they go out, your next step literally is you fall over and break your neck in the dark. Oh, I think I remember that. He coined the term Nintendo Hard in the late 80s, early 90s. Yes, well, put it that way, there's a lot of that in the dark room. So I talked to some other gamebook authors, obviously, as well. And I did buy James, how do you pronounce this again? Aket, his anthology of Choose Your Own Adventures. So these are short adventures. I think they're about 100 entries long, but there's 4 of them. And so we will do a game play through of these, but not for a little bit while because this has just been published. And again, it's probably not best to do spoilers straight away. So we'll give it a good couple of months before we dive into those. But we will definitely do one of those. I also got talking to, look at this, Ian Livingstone's Death Trap Dungeon by Nelly Vision. There you go, Nelly Vision. Check that out. Read by, they should have put his name on there. It's Edward Masterson. That's his name. Really good actor. Really should be more famous than he really is. Just a fantastic actor. And he reads out the story to you. So he's basically doing my job. But he reads it out. Presumably he's much better than me. And yeah, so that is now available on the PS5. And I said to them, can you bring it out on the Xbox? So hopefully they'll bring it out on the Xbox. I think there are plans to bring it on the Xbox. So if that is the case, then we'll do a live playthrough of that. 1-page game design. Oh, look at this. I even got a little pad. So they were giving out these. The other thing, I had a really nice long chat with this guy, and I've totally forgotten his name. I want to say Adam, but I've totally forgotten his name. Really nice guy. Pauper's Ladder. 2nd edition. It is Bedsit Games. Check it out. I've seen this advertised actually. It's been kickstarted. It did really well, and he said it's like Talisman. It's inspired by Talisman. I went, that's fantastic. And so we had a long talk about Talisman. I chatted to him for about 20 minutes. Hopefully he didn't lose any sales. But they're pre-ordering the 2nd edition. I think it's pre-order. So I'm pretty much going to buy a copy of this because it did look good. It looked brilliant. And anything that's inspired by Talisman is fantastic. And I also said about how, I've been inspired by Talisman for the game book. So in the game book, those of you that have read it and know about Talisman, you'll probably see some similarities there. So we had a great check about that. So check that out, Pauper's Ladder as well. Whew. That does it. If Death Trap Dungeon is not the Taiwanese PlayStation Store, I'm going to open a UK counterpart to buy it. Yeah. So basically, it's not a game. They've not converted it, just to make it clear. It's him reading out the options. Okay, but what a great way to play it, to go through it. Yeah, because it had, we've read that bit. So there we go. So check it out, Nelly Vision. Go to their website. You should have more information about it. So what a fantastic day it was. Really enjoyed myself. Loads of people enjoyed themselves. So once again, Jonathan, you're a legend. You're a leg end. Yes, also, Magic Realms. If you've not checked that out, Magic Realms was launched as well. Ian Livingstone and Jonathan Green. The Art of Fighting Fantasy. The Art of Fighting Fantasy. So that is fantastic. And also, look, the Dice Man. Look at that. I get lost. I get lost in all of this. What else? The Warlock Returns. Yeah. Anyway. And also I did happen to spot, I thought I recognised her, and this has confirmed it, Geraldine Cook, the literary agent who actually commissioned, there she is, and pushed for the Fighting Fantasy series to be published. Penguin Books were a little bit unsure. They didn't really get their head around it. They couldn't understand it. But she really pushed for it. So she is definitely worth a mention as part of the history of fighting fantasy books. So there we are. So thank you so much for watching. It's been a blast. We had such a good time. Rambling for an hour now. Yes, we better wrap this up. So thank you so much for watching. Just to remind you that the Kickstarter is going live on Wednesday, the 2nd of October. Thank you, Sally. At 7 p.m. UK time. And I'm going to be sending around an email to everyone that's signed up, just so you've got it in writing and you can put it in your diaries. Digital, or, if you're like me, paper. I still remember meeting and thanking Miss Cook. Oh, brilliant, for literary in English. Such a wonderful lady. Oh, fantastic. Have a good weekend, everyone. Yeah, thank you, Ken. No worries. Take care. Yes, so thank you so much. You have been amazing. Next live stream, just to remind you, is this Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. UK time. We're going to be doing a one-shot wonder zombie apocalypse. The zombie apocalypse. We're going to do a one-shot wonder. Really looking forward to that. I don't think there's a combat system in it. It's purely a branching narrative story, but it should be a lot of fun because it's zombies. What's not to like? It's basically survive the zombie onslaught. So, thank you so much. Until next time, you've been great. Thank you, Leerin. Thank you, Martha. Thank you, Sally. Thank you, Alex, for watching. And thank you, Jonathan, if you're lurking. He's probably busy writing Cthulhu versus Shakespeare or Shakespeare versus Cthulhu. I hope Jonathan does a sequel to that. So if it's Shakespeare versus Cthulhu, you now need to do a sequel called Cthulhu versus Shakespeare. They won't notice that it's the same book. Just swap it round. And then just put a picture of Cthulhu on the cover. Yes, good night, everybody. Thank you for watching. And if you do want to follow the channel, please do. It helps with the algorithms. It's fantastic. I also put all of these videos up on the Edra Tales YouTube channel, where we have got the live stream from the Fighting Fantasy Fest 5. It's not here. Is it here? No, it is also here as well, but I've put it up on the YouTube channel as well. Thank you, everybody. Take care. Until next time, may the magic of stories flow through you always.